Too expensive.
Ah.
Start again, you coward.
Ah.
Do
Welcome
it.
back. Let me drink.
Is that scotch?
No whiskey.
No, this is water. Leave all this in.
Welcome back to the Boy Time channel. Today we're reacting to the brand new Black Country New Road album, Ants From Up There. I think it's safe to say that, well, this is my most anticipated thing of like the past 5 months. I've just been counting the days. So this is Christmas morning for me.
Wow.
I know Bab Jab gave it his #1 album of the year last year, and I think I put it like #4 or something. So pretty big praise. But this new one here, we've gotten 4 singles from it. I've listened to all of them. I don't know what y'all's ears have been hearing from this thing.
None.
You've heard Concorde in
None.
passing, but like not
in depth. I've not gone out of my way to hear any of these songs. So I'm going
I
in
don't know
blind.
if I ever listened to Bread's song, and if I did, I don't remember it. So,
Oh boy! All right. But from the singles alone, this is probably going to be the best thing I'll ever hear in my life. So, with that, I guess I do want to clarify that the band did put out a statement this week saying that Isaac, the main frontman, is stepping down from the band. Suddenly, they canceled all their tours and everything. Sounds like he's dealing with some mental issues and things. So, unfortunate, because he does fit with this band so well. But mental health comes first before the music, and I think the last thing anybody, like, I think it's the worst thing if like you're having those thoughts and then you have to go on a tour and be the star of the show every night. That sounds like the worst thing humanly possible.
For sure.
Yeah.
Yeah. I think this is a good call.
Yeah, it's good for him to be able to recognize that before he goes, because once you're there, it's like that's probably gonna absolutely suck for you. So props to him for stepping down. Hopefully he gets better and maybe returns. I don't know what his plans are from here on out, but other than that, I have been waiting way too long for this thing. So I guess we can just jump in unless anybody has anything to add.
No.
Great.
No.
It's a great start. Okay.
That's right.
We're going to start with intro, and then we're going to go right into Chaos Space Marine.
Sounds good.
I love the lyrics in that song.
Yeah, that was great.
It's very touching.
So what? I love you, darling. Will you take my metal hand? I'm becoming aware now, and I'm looking for a place to live. Yeah, here I come now. Billie Eilish style. A Concorde will fly.
The first two, I'm just going to count that as one big intro, to be honest.
Yeah. Even though there was kind of a distinct cut, I think.
They felt very similar, though. I felt like Chaos Space Marine just opened up whatever kind of like riff thing that they had going. But I love that song.
Yeah. I think that was pretty good. I'm not like the biggest fan of the ending. I think it kind of lingers for a little too long. But I think for most of it, it's pretty dang epic. The big explosion of all the orchestral instruments coming in, and his voice really, he's really changed a whole lot from the first one, from what I remember. Doing some different things. I'm here for it. So yeah, good stuff right off the bat.
Yeah, they can make short songs.
Yeah, who knew?
They said it couldn't be
Crazy.
done. But yeah, again, I just with this album they kind of like marketed it as like let's take track X and like expand upon it and hone in on one style. And
Okay.
you know that's a very good area to go, I think, because the beauty of like track X and certain parts of the first record like really got to me, and then when you make like this grand like opening of it, it's really great. But again, second album and they have chemistry like this with like the violin and the sax playing off of each other, and it's just very very pretty.
Yeah. Some great arrangements here for sure.
Bangar.
Bangar.
Yeah, I really dig that last part in contrast to Jerry.
Okay.
The breakdown.
I really like that part. Yeah. But yeah, I think like just, especially with for the first time, just like everything they do is just like it feels like I've never heard anything like it. And that's
It just connects like always.
Yeah. That's like the first time in a while where I've like heard something that I'm like I can't relate this to anything I've ever heard before. So it's like that's really cool.
It's like a style that's been done, but like they're making their own version of like 5 different things at once. It's really interesting.
Yeah.
It
Feels
feels
hard to pin down.
yeah, it feels old
Yeah.
and like rustic, but at the same time, it's like I've never heard anything like this. But yeah, Concorde is next. So we are just getting started.
Okay.
I don't know how I'm gonna take 7 tracks of this. This song is already like ridiculously good. So
I'll be the judge of that.
okay. The joy that little section brings me is insane. Like this is so good.
I don't know. What do you want me to say? Really flipping good.
That's why I took it to you. I don't know.
I think
Oh.
I don't know like how to even describe that. Like I was like really focused in on everything while I was listening. I think there's some great instrumentation, some great arrangements. That part where the saxophone is harmonizing with the guitar,
Mwah.
great stuff. Yeah, and even when it's like slows down, like that was
That bass
very-
line gets introduced. It's
Yeah. There's some great stuff here. I can see why you were so excited for it.
Yes. When this song came out and like I really sat down and listened to it for the first time, I'm like, is that possible to make something this good? Like ever? And like I think it became like my favorite Black Country song. Once I started listening to it over and over again, because I still listen to it like daily. But yeah, this song is so fantastic. It's just again the same thing of Chaos Space Marine, but now this album really has a lot of like slow burn kind of ones, but like you enjoy the process of getting to that explosion because everything is just
Yeah.
so delicate and well made. And the drumming especially I want to call out because I know other singles as well did insane things with drumming, but like just how crisp the drums are, the cymbal rides going into like this build up just so you know like something's coming. It's everything is just so where it needs to be, and lyrically Isaac's delivery is insane. I love how he delivers lines. It's literally like spoken word poetry, but he's adding a little bit more melody and stuff this time around. But
Yeah.
yeah, fantastic.
Yeah. I think his delivery is like again, just like great how he has like voice cracks and he has like a shaky voice all the time. It's like, yeah, it just adds a lot to it. Both of these tracks feel like a lot more, I don't want to say like alive, but they feel like a lot more open than anything else off of their last one.
Yeah.
Like that one was a lot more like punk based with a little bit of other stuff dabbled in, but this feels like it's like a completely different direction.
Yeah, and I think this album is recorded live. So usually when you record things, you'll mic up every instrument and then you can EQ everything. I think what they wanted to do with this one is get as few mics as possible so you could just hear everything. That means there's going to be imperfections and there's no like touching up or anything. So I think that
That's
adds to
cool.
like how the homemade quality of it and everything.
Yeah. And also helps with turnaround time because that last album came out last year,
Yeah,
and they're still able to
exactly.
put out something this quality
Yeah,
the
and-
next year.
And the way they make things, which I really love as well, is they perform everything live as they're making them, and they'll change it and go off of feedback and stuff. So they're
Like
really out
stand
here.
up.
Yeah, they're really out here doing like the stage presence and everything. So
That's cool. I dig that. God.
Yeah, I'm just
Bread.
like picking up on it now too, but like how it's like, for the first time was actually like built around the idea of black country, like in England, and now this one's about like planes and like leaving and, like,
travel and yeah.
New
yeah.
Road.
How are they this young and they're this? This is
maybe that's why it feels more free and open because they. If I could be a guessing man for a second.
yeah. We
Okay.
can theorize. Oh man, having Bread Song after this is illegal. This is way too much. Okay, we got Bread Song next. 6.5 minute.
So show me the land you require, and slip into something beside. Oh, don't eat your toast in my bed. Tried my best to hold you through the headset that you wear, and as tight as I might hold over where the signals go. This place is not for any man, nor particles of bread.
Bread Song.
Thank you. I don't
Tell
care
me
how many
about it.
times I hear that song. It's still like just, so good. Oh, that's Isaac's like best performance vocally, I think.
Yeah, I think that's the best writing I've ever heard from him.
Yeah, that's
Like
fantastic.
easily.
Oh, you hear him scream and stuff on the last album, and then like you get this super intimate, close to the mic, like song, and again just the swelling of instruments and stuff. It grabs you and doesn't let you go until the very end. Even just the switch up with the drums coming in halfway through. Every song just like is still a journey like the first album, and it's except this time there's a cohesive sound to things mostly. But yeah, Concorde and that next to each other is just so good.
Yeah, I don't know. That one's not my favorite.
That one takes more listens. It feels like there's not much going on until like you get really used to it.
Yeah, and I'm not paying attention to lyrics,
Mhm.
like just basing it off of the sound of the bish. Like Concorde, it grips you right off the bat.
Mhm.
There's those great instruments. There's that whole sound. It felt like there's just every instrument in the planet's being played. And then in this one, it takes a very long time to get started, which I like the idea. I don't know if, for me, I think, I don't know, like the first, like, it takes 2 minutes
Yeah,
for it
you
to
have to be
really,
engaged lyrically, and Black Country is known for the when's the intro end part, except the whole song is this flowing thing. There's not a song structure really, but yeah, that one takes a while to warm up too. Definitely.
yeah. I don't know. I'm not a huge lyric man anyways. So yeah, it was fine. I did enjoy it. You know, halfway through, you know, you're getting the drums, you got a little bit more of those strings going. I think the bass gets in a little bit. I was a big fan of the latter half. I just think the front half was a little bit too long.
Yeah.
But that's
Yeah.
me.
I don't know. I'm just grown so accustomed to these singles where it's like hard for me to talk about them more. But
Yeah.
again, I think lyrically, like the song Concorde definitely are a good pairing. Long distance relationship things and, you know, that kind of thing. And Concorde being a unit of travel. It just feels like you're just like sitting outside and just like looking at the sky and you see the planes go by and everything's just like peaceful for a second. But man, there's such a mood around all this already, and it's really just fantastic.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, yeah, I dig the sound. Yeah. Sorry, didn't mean to cut you off. Go
No,
ahead.
I didn't know if it was done. Kind of in contrast to Jerry, I was kind of honed in on the lyrics only, and that was like the best writing I've ever heard from him. Sunglasses is really the only one that could, you know,
This had
shape
that
up to that
quality
one.
to it, yeah.
Yeah, but that was like, I probably listened to it before, but I didn't give it much attention because of Concorde.
You really
But,
have
like,
to listen to it because there's not
Yeah.
a whole lot going on.
That was like, wow. Yeah. So,
Okay, well, this is new material from here on out for me, besides Snow Globes, but that's way down.
yeah.
Time for my
I had to
favorite.
avoid basketball shoes for like a year and a
Yeah,
half.
it's been on
just for
YouTube,
this
my
album,
recommended,
so.
and I'm like, I can't listen to it. But for now, my favorite Robin Williams movie.
Everyone hates Hook.
Good Will Hunting is really good, though.
I'm just kidding.
Come on.
Good Will Hunting's mine
Come
too.
on.
Call, I'll be there once more. I'm scared of the phone. They want to say it was cool. She had Billie Eilish style. Moving to Berlin for a little while.
Got to stop with the perfect bridges here. Come on. No fade out.
All right.
Just stop it.
They just
Just
stopped.
stop it. Okay. Oh, Good Will Hunting.
I thought that one was pretty nice.
Mm-hmm.
Nice southern rock kind of influence there.
Yeah,
A little bit.
I don't know what that was. It was just. It has a very like warm, like home feeling.
Yeah. Yeah. Again, no idea where to pin
Mm-hmm.
this sound. But you know, getting a little bit more of that southern, a little bit, maybe a
Felt a
little
little bit of it.
country inspired.
British country.
A little bit
English
country.
Bro.
Wales.
Yeah.
But yeah, I enjoyed that one a little bit. I mean, I don't think anything's gonna beat Concorde, honestly.
Yeah,
We'll
that's
see.
a masterclass of a song.
But yeah, I mean, in comparison to like every other song out there, pretty good. You know, kind of hard to go deep on these songs on first listen, just because there is so much there to unpack. But
I think a
so
lot of
far,
it is
pretty
just
good.
based on feeling for the first reaction here with these, just because there is a lot happening. But
right,
liked it.
yeah,
Think it's a good pace from Bread's song. Gives something a little bit more, not upbeat, but something a little bit more in your face to pull you out of the depressing hole that is Concorde into Bread's song. Isaac is like still writing pretty good. I'm scared of the phone. Please don't ring it. It's a banger lyric right there. I hate phone calls. It's great, but
Yeah.
like there was time signature changes everywhere, and like he's really cool. I'd get a melody going, and then they'd switch it, and then I gotta recalibrate to whatever the new one is. I love this album's kind of way of building up a chorus and then like resolving, having like a moment of clarity before they move on to like the next verse or whatever. It's just these super dreamy like melodies and arrangements that I really love. But yeah, really like that one.
This dude's writing is like insane. Which is like, it's weird because I'm usually not one to like look for that in a first listen, and that takes a while for me to like pick up on. But like right now I'm doing like 70% lyrics, 30% back music, so it's like off rip, this is just like, how is it this good?
Yeah, I think the lyrics really do matter a lot with these tracks as well. Just because like everything's so cinematic that like having that context of writing with the instruments going with it just really heightens everything. Which is kind of like a no duh moment, but like at the same time, like I think especially with this where it's like so cinematic and like just the music overtakes you. You don't have to think about it. So
Yeah.
yeah. Track 6, Haldern. If that's how you say that.
Yeah.
Haldern, bro.
Haldern.
Doesn't sound very British.
Oh, this one's gonna kill me.
Yeah.
Ignore the hole I've dug again. We formed a ring around your home, and you rose out through the ceiling.
It's about to be the most killer transition ever.
Or it's just gonna stop.
I'm gonna bet on a transition. I just want to make sure, in
No.
case it is.
I'm listening to it right now, and it is nothing.
Okay,
Sorry to spoil
you
it.
just spoiled it. I hate it.
It stopped as soon as you pressed pause.
Dang it. That's fine.
Yeah.
Haldern.
Yeah. I'm a broken record, but
Oh,
yeah, just wow.
that intro took me out.
Yeah. I don't know what
Waiting
to
for me.
say,
Yeah.
but it's, yeah,
I just don't know what to say yet. I'm just kind of
yeah.
like chilling.
All these songs have like great explosions at the end. But yeah, like I don't even know what to say. So,
Yeah, I don't know. That I feel like I'm not reacting during like the actual song because I'm just so sucked into these things that like anything could happen, and I'm just like, yep, that's what you should be doing right now.
Yeah, there's too much going on to
Yeah, I'm just
Say,
so
like, stupid
enveloped.
stuff.
Even I love how they stretch out like chords. They'll start a song with one repeating thing, and they'll make it like the most angelic thing ever, and it's only like a simple thing that they're doing. I love that they're patient and they take time to grow out these songs. But yeah, especially when you start out with like an intro that like soothing and beautiful, and then slowly have it build. And even though every track does it, it doesn't feel like it's tacked on just to be there. Everything seems like it should come to like a tipping point. But yeah, whew.
I don't have much to say. That one was just decent to me. So we'll just leave it at that. I don't want to get shot too much in the comments, so
Yeah,
I'm just gonna, yeah, whatever. I'll leave my comments to myself.
okay.
Everyone's the whole point of the show.
I don't know.
Fine. You know what? I that one's not going into losing playlist, but it's pretty close. That one was just kind of decent. In terms of instrumental stuff, nothing really jumped out and grabbed me. The explosions were very short, and then we went right back to the sleepy stuff. It seemed like they were sacrificing instrumental arrangements to deliver lyrics, which, if you're interested in that, I realize that that is the point. As someone who listens to this stuff for their wicked, crazy instrumental stuff, I'm not getting that from this track. So just peace. That's not one I'm going to return to.
And I feel like
Um,
this is a very patient album too. It like rewards like chilling out, patient listening. And I don't know. I'm already
That's
in like
not.
such a mood from this stuff where it's like very like laid back but also very emotionally potent, and when the heavy stuff comes it feels like it needs to be loud in that exact moment.
Mhm. It's not. That's not what I listen to
Mm.
music for, though. Like, this just isn't my scene. You know, I need that flashiness. I need that substance. I'm not someone who necessarily cares a whole lot about what they're saying. It's just, if you can convey a feeling to me, I got it. You don't need to tell me. But I realize I'm in the minority here.
Yeah.
So whatever. We can just talk about Mark. He's
Okay.
coming up. He has his own song, frankly.
It's like the shortest Black Country song
I
besides the
wonder what
intro.
he has to
But
say.
it's an instrumental track, so he has nothing to say.
Oh, okay.
Goes from 2 minutes to 7 minutes to 9 minutes to 12 minutes.
Yeah, it does. All right, Mark's theme. I'm going to tell you what it's
Nice.
about before we even talk about it. It's a tribute song to Lewis's late uncle who passed away from COVID in early in 2021. He said, I had my sax at the workshop for ages. I got it back the day I found out he passed away, so I just thought we'd write him something. He's a massive fan of the band, and they were going to put it on the second album. So that's why it's here.
You said that so that when I said I hated it, I would
Yes.
feel bad.
Yeah.
I don't
No.
hate it.
No, either way.
No way you hate
I know.
that.
I was
No,
just
that was
kidding.
that was really
You were
touching.
just talking about how you care about like the sound more than anything. Like,
Yeah.
I actually don't like it.
Just beautiful instrumental palette.
It's a joke. It's a joke. It's a joke. No, I really dug that one. Taken straight out of like a 1950s musical. Just not the musical bits, just like the backing. Really great stuff. And now with the context, yeah, I think that's that's
Super
I mean,
strong.
very nice. Yeah, enjoy that one.
That's the first one that felt vintage while still using the same style, and I think doing that is very fitting for subject matter wise with this one. But again, just simple at the beginning, one or two instruments and then build it out with an orchestration of things, and it just heightens
Yeah.
everything. So they made it like 3-minute interlude, like really good.
Yeah. It's nice.
Yeah. I love how like live, like orchestral it sounded. Like you could hear like the changing of the paper and stuff like halfway through, and then at the end you could hear like the planes flying over and stuff, which is
Concorde, baby.
yeah. And I don't know if that was English at the end or if that was just kind of like, I'm not sure what that
Yeah,
was.
not too.
But
I think it
sounded
was
just like someone verbalizing.
Yeah, I think it was him singing. At least that's what Genius
Yeah.
says. There's no like actual transcription of what it says, but
It's like when I could be completely wrong, but this is
mm-hmm.
when people like write music and they don't like know how to write. Like some people just like write on sheet music and that's
Yeah.
how they do it, but some people just verbalize it
Until
before
something
writing any
sticks and then-
lyrics.
mhm.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's what I was kind of getting from it,
a little bit.
but you know, that could be completely wrong.
Mhm. No, I
have
could
no
see
idea.
that.
Yeah. Well, shall we get into these super long songs?
This is like, yeah, 7 minutes, 9 minutes, 12 minutes. I know what Snow Globes holds, so I'm gonna be broken after this. Okay.
It's Rosebud, isn't it?
Yep. The place where he inserted the blade.
We're stronger, we tell all our school friends, and we sign our cast in the playground. Darling, the rest of my body, it's yours then. I end up dreaming of you, and you come to me. Good morning. Show me the place where he inserted the blade. Oh, good morning.
Oh my god.
Show me the place where he inserted the blade. Good morning. Where is your light? Am I home? I will hold to my chest. Where the wind can exist, I will try. Of you, and you come to me. Good morning. Show me the place where he inserted the blade.
The place where he inserted the blade.
That is the best song I've heard in a long time.
Wow.
Wow.
Even better than Concorde, even.
That was literally on par with Concorde. Like, it may even be better.
I think
don't
I
even
would
know.
agree. Yeah. Very
Ooh.
good.
I never had a song for me like that on first listen that hard. That's crazy. Oh my god. Okay. Yeah. Everything about that track was literally perfect. I feel like I can't even clasp onto the same things because like everything just felt absolutely perfect. Oh, even like the culinary references back to Bread Song. It's like everything's tying back to the core themes of like Bread Song and Concorde. And everything's kind of built around that long distance relationships, and then that one is like kind of like, I don't want to be needed because I don't think I can handle that. Like I have to
Yeah.
like be responsible for someone else. Which again, very heavy topic matter, but man, the explosion in that chorus and everything just like was so perfect. I
Yeah.
even got like a little bit of like Gerard Way and like the chorus delivery, like when he does a little
could
bit of
see
like that
that.
faster delivery. But yeah, wow.
Yeah. I think that one's probably the best one.
Yeah, I'd put it up there.
Yeah. But it's neck and neck with Concorde, honestly. Because those two songs just are so good. I don't have a whole lot to say. I think this one might have better pacing than Concorde,
Mm-hmm.
just because it felt like it was more like
It felt more
like
full
it's,
the whole time.
yeah,
Yeah.
like more fluid and
Mhm.
kind of worked a little bit better. But
The
yeah, I
7
don't know.
minutes felt like 4 minutes.
Right, and that's a good thing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't know what to say. Yeah. Yeah.
Good stuff.
I don't understand how Basketball Shoes is supposed to be better than this. That's the main thing. Because everybody wouldn't shut up about Basketball Shoes when this exists. So I don't know what we're getting for that track.
Was this song public like Basketball Shoes was?
I believe so. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. I mean, Basketball Shoes better be the best thing I've ever heard in my life then. So,
I guess we'll see.
but before that, we got Snow Globes, which is a single that I've heard. So let's give it a go.
We must let the clan do what the clan does best. On Henry Hung to all of these his battleship of memory.
Snow Globes.
It's an interesting concept.
Yeah, I'm interested to see what you got to say.
Oh, is that why you started it?
Yeah,
You want me to
that
go
was
first?
that's definitely the most out there song for anybody wanting to get into this.
It's interesting that they released that one as a single.
Mhm.
Because that one is definitely the most,
It's very out there.
it's out there. I really dig the concept where the whole thing is built around one, I guess just one movement, where it's
Mhm.
that one guitar doing the melody and then they just gradually add more and more instruments until it hits a peak and then it does the reverse. That's the gimmick. But I do dig that idea. I just it's too long there, and
we're
I do
back.
not like
Classic.
the drums.
Let's go.
It's a classic. It's a classic move.
It's been a while.
But note that I did enjoy Concorde and The Place Where He Inserted a Blade, which are
Sure.
two very long songs. So there is character development. But I think specifically with this song, I think just the middle was too long. The intro, I'm not gonna say the intro is too long because I actually did enjoy
Mhm.
the dueling guitars and stuff. But yeah, I don't know. And the drums, I did not like that.
I was interested
but-
to hear what you have to say about that. Because, like,
The drums?
yeah.
Oh,
Because it is literally
Uh,
freeform jazz.
yes, it is. I think under any other context, I would really enjoy that.
Hmm.
I'm a big fan of drumming, rock and roll and all that.
I love Whiplash.
Yeah, I was gonna make a J.K. Simmons reference with how the guitars are going in the beginning because they aren't exactly on beat.
Yep.
And I was gonna say that's not my tempo, but that would have taken away from it. But the drums, I enjoy drums. I enjoy the sound of them. I feel like there's something lacking whenever there isn't any, unless that's blonde. Then you don't need drums. But I think under this context where everything's kind of doing that, and I mean like everything, like all the instruments are essentially following that same pattern where you're just playing on the quarter note, and then having the drums going crazy and drowning everything out. On top of them adding new things, that's like I'm interested in what that piano is doing over here somewhere.
That's why you get
Stop.
4 minutes of it before.
I know, and it's like I can't even hear it.
Yeah.
So I don't know. I think that one's interesting. I think not maybe not executed the best, but I can definitely see what they were trying to do.
Mm-hmm. No, I think it was executed perfectly. Just the way they give you this block, this is staying the same, no matter what. And as the song builds and as he gets more enraged with this repeating thing, it's like he's trying to convince himself about whatever like thing is happening. He's trying to convince himself because he doesn't believe it yet. And then these drums come in and interrupt everything. They just like completely just sidetrack everything until there's just some major freak out where he's trying to scream over the drums, but the drums just drown him out consistently. It's just this really, really interesting way of like conveying an emotional buildup and like just this anxiety, like attack, overload, like fit of rage, all of this. And the drumming's just fantastic. I don't know.
Yeah.
If that's one drum kit, like, man,
Yeah.
you're going
Yeah.
crazy.
Yeah.
But yeah, again, it's interesting because like the first time you hear it, it's off-putting because it's like the drums aren't on beat; they're just kind of like over everything. But I don't know, I just love that song's like a spiritual experience, kind of. It's like you get so used to this thing, and then it just gets heightened by this insane drum solo. But, whew,
That's what I'm saying. Like under any other context, I would have loved it. Because yeah, it's super impressive.
Yeah.
It's like Miles Teller at the end of Whiplash, where it's just
just going crazy.
going crazy nutso mode. But yeah, I don't know. I don't know. Bab Jab, what do you think?
I just don't know how to feel about the drums. I mean, narratively, I mean, what both of you guys said, it works perfectly with the album. But it's just, I guess it's, for me, it was there to kind of break it up because for the first 3 or 4 minutes, it's just that one line.
Yeah.
And then, yeah, I'm sure with repeat listens, it'll grow on you, but it's just,
Yeah.
it was kind of jarring.
It did take 2 or 3 until it clicked, and I'm like, whoa, this song is like incredibly good. But
It
took
didn't
me,
like sound bad or anything,
Yeah.
but it was just a little bit like,
It throws you for a loop. It's
Okay.
like, whoa, what is happening?
yeah. And for 9 minutes, it's like, you
Yeah.
know, yeah.
It's a doozy. Yeah.
Yeah.
But I mean, now it's one of my favorites after I've given it repeat listens and time. But I don't know. Last one.
Last one. Basketball shoes.
12.5 minute. I've been waiting 6 months for this song, at least.
And leaves no trace of love at every market town that
And,
Basketball shoes.
you could just release that as the album and nothing else, and it would still be like one of the best things I've probably ever heard.
I mean, it's long enough.
You don't need any. You don't need any songs attached to it. It's fine. I don't even know where to start with this one. I feel like there literally is a whole album inside this song.
Yeah, it's kind of
It's
hard
like-
to break apart.
It is because it's multi-sectioned.
Yeah.
But I mean, they took all the expertise from the rest of the album and made like, I don't know, like 7 or 8 melodies that are all just like absolutely great. Put them all in one song, made it somehow flow together without seeming disjointed, and then that build up at the end with like the most rewarding payoff of the whole album. Just like I love how they go from delicate to just this huge chunky wall of noise, but you can still pick out every instrument. Everything flows together nicely. Lyrically, ooh, again, maybe probably his best writing out of any track. His imagery is so vivid. He's so vulnerable. I feel like as a send off for Isaac too, this is the perfect track. It encapsulates everything about him that really like strikes people, and like shows his worth as a vocalist, as a writer. But these are one of these things where you get like struck and you're just kind of like, I don't know how to even talk about this song. Because this is like beyond words, to be honest. I don't know what to say about it.
I think it's hard to talk about right now
Yeah.
on first listen because it is so long, where it's like there's been so much that's happened since like the first minute, where it's like I'm having a hard time remembering the
'cause
beginning
it
of the
started
song.
super slow and delicate. I know it took a
Yeah.
while to get going, but
So that's definitely one I feel like we're gonna need to listen to a lot.
yeah. And
get
I
the
got
full
lost in it.
picture.
Like I got sucked into it, and I forgot I was listening to an album, to a song. It was just like a piece of music that I thought was never going to end, and it was just like so perfect and flowing and everything. And
Yeah.
it's those times where you don't think about what's the next element they're going to do, what's going to come next. You're just there in the moment, and the song takes you where it needs to go. But
Good stuff.
I thought sunglasses was something, but like,
yeah, this is Sunglasses on Steroids.
wow. I don't know what to say. That first part lyrically is like,
Yeah, that's the one that stuck out to me the most.
yeah, that was like, I don't know what to say. It's just,
Yeah.
I talked about it a lot in my in the year-end video, but like going back and reading that first like chorus, verse, whatever you want to call it, it's just like,
Zoomer King.
Yeah.
Yeah.
This guy's king of the Zoomers.
if this doesn't get a 10 by Fantano, I'm gonna
No, yeah. This,
unsubscribe probably.
as a whole, this is probably one of the best pieces of music I've heard ever as an album. And I try not to hype up new releases because there's recency bias. But after sitting with 4 of these singles for months on end and then hearing the rest of this is seriously like one of the best things I've ever heard across any genre, across any year, anything. And for a band this young to be doing something like this, especially after doing their first album that was, again, insane. Their first album doesn't even like compare to this, to be honest. Their first album feels primitive compared to this,
Right.
which is an insane achievement.
I think, yes. Like, some of that too is that their first album is so not like short in terms of length.
It's just like
Like,
everything's different, though. It's not
It's so
like
different.
cohesive as much.
This one feels more fleshed out
Mm-hmm.
than the first one did. It feels a little bit more like they knew they had one sound that they really
They had a
wanted to
vision.
nail.
Yeah.
Yeah. Where the first one kind of felt like they were testing out the waters, which kind of is the whole point. Where it's for
That
the
was,
first
yeah, I think
time.
that was the theme of the record and everything, too. So,
Yeah. But really good stuff. So far. I mean, like, just off of first listen. Kind of hard to dig into this thing off rip, because it is very dense. I don't know. It is fallible. I don't think it's absolutely perfect. There's room to grow.
Somehow.
But that's the benefit of being so young and being in a place where they have the opportunities now to truly do whatever they want and gain the knowledge and experience to make that next best thing. And I think that's what's the most exciting for me, seeing where they go from here. Because this put them on the map for me, because I wasn't super into the first one. But this one got some good stuff. So
I just can't picture in my mind them getting better after this, because this really feels like a career-defining album.
I
Like
think
one of those. I feel like Blonde just dropped again. I seriously feel like that. And that, like, you wait for those things to happen, and you're like, when's the next big thing going to be here? When's the next, like, thing that truly blows me away happens? And then, like, you don't realize that it's happening before you, and then it just happens.
I think I don't know. There's some problems with it that I have that aren't like just me being a stupid idiot. Like
Mhm.
there's like some like pacing issues within songs that like I think they need to like get a little bit better at. Um but like I don't know. That could just be me, but like I don't
I think it helps the
think
record just because they're recording it live. There's making room for mistakes, and I like that it's not perfect in every sense, because it feels like it's truly like a passion project, in the sense that, like, everybody's playing their heart out at all times, and if,
Mhm.
like, someone hits a wrong note on accident, so be it. Doesn't matter. The emotion that's being portrayed through it is, like, palpable. Everything is just so rich.
Mhm. I don't care about the uh like if people hit wrong notes. Like I think that's
I mean, even
good. I
pacing
do
wise, I
enjoy the
liked a little
feel.
bit of awkwardness, because I mean, Isaac's a very awkward vocalist, if we want to be honest. And I love
Yeah.
those little points of, like, oh, where are they gonna go from here? And then it'll click, or it'll take a while, and then it'll click again.
I just think I think when it comes to music, and I've also used this analogy when it comes to movies also, is I feel like good pieces of art should follow like a roller coaster. You hear that a lot, where it's like has its ups and downs, but I think specifically on like what makes a good roller coaster work great is the buildups and then gradual drop offs. What I often see that I have a problem with, I call heart monitor moments, where it's like nothing, high spike, low spike, and then back to nothing. And I did notice that there was a couple of those on here, but that could just be me. I hate heart monitor moments. Um, where I love the like stuff like even on snow globes, something that I wasn't absolutely gushing over, but something that where it had that gradual increase, and then within there were little pieces of
Hmm.
ups and downs that I really enjoyed. Which is why I really like the concept of that album, or that not album, that song. But that's why I think that there's room to grow here, where they can really nail down that sound and nail down that pacing to where it is absolutely perfect. Um, so I don't know. But that being said, I really enjoy this record as a whole. Obviously, there's some stupid idiot things that I am not going to gravitate to because I am the resident stupid idiot on the channel. But there's some stuff that transcends that, and I think that's what's special here.
Yeah. um, I need to sit with this for a while before being able to talk about it. I mean, obviously, it's amazing, great. I love it off rip. I'm usually not good at first listens, but this I felt like I actually, you know, got out of it what
Experienced.
I was
Yeah.
supposed to. Yeah.
Mm,
Um, yeah, like a lot of the stuff that you're talking about, like pacing and like some of that kind of stuff, I did kind of pick up on it a little bit, but that's not what I'm coming to them for, I guess. Like, um, yeah,
I feel like post punk's supposed to be a little messy too. It is very
yeah,
experimental.
and
yeah,
that could just be where
Mm.
it's not for me. you know,
Mhm.
like, because there was some, I mean, the same stuff I felt about Black Midi too, but like,
It's very touch and
you know,
go.
it
Yeah.
could just, yeah, it could just be me.
Yeah. I don't know. It
But I
just
think,
got such like a human to human like intimate experience, but it's a 7-piece band. And I don't know, it just felt so raw and authentic that like I don't know, pacing didn't feel off to me at all, but maybe it's just cuz I'm used to some of these tracks more. But
I mean, you're used to it. This isn't stuff that I generally listen to.
mhm.
So this is a little bit of a shock to me, you know, and that plays a huge part in it. I don't know. We could be coming back to this retrospective in a couple
I
weeks.
don't
I
know
don't
at
know
this
when
point.
our next one is. It's coming up relatively soon, and I could be just absolutely gushing over it. But as it stands right now, I'm just like, I mean, it was good. It was technically impressive. Um, but I mean, like, there's gonna be some songs on here that I'm not gonna be coming back to. That's for sure. Um, but yeah, I enjoyed doing that. It was a good reaction. So
Yeah, it's just I mean, I talked about it a little bit in our year-end video, but like, I don't know if I've ever listened to music that I've felt like connects more. I mean, I know there's
Immediately.
like Blonde, yeah, there's Blonde and Flower Boy and all this stuff that I can like, I'm like, I get it, but like their music, like Black Country, is just like I've never listened to someone who's like, I, I don't know how to put it to words. It's just like I
It's the
never,
perfect personification of a person coming to age in the world of a pandemic and global like meltdown.
yeah,
yeah. But yeah, I talked about it a little bit in our year-end video too. But me tackling, anxiety issues and stuff over the past little while, which took me a while to get around to because, dumb idiot baby. I should probably
Ooh,
be like, I should probably take care of myself a little bit. But
that would be
their
stupid.
music, just like, I've just never heard any other music that I've felt like connects with me this much. Like his lyricism, like sonically, it just all like there's just like so much, like you said, like a raw honesty to it that like I've never heard from anything else. I don't think so. Definitely gonna
Especially,
have to sit with it a lot more.
yeah,
But off rip, it's like, wow.
yeah.
Yeah.
This is. I feel like I could talk about this album for 2 hours, to be honest, but I don't know. I just haven't felt this like blown away by a piece of music or an album in a long time. In a very long time. I don't want to throw out brash things at the moment, so I will keep them to myself. But I dare anybody to top this year. That'll be the most I go, because it's gonna be pretty impossible, I would think.
I think Cardi's dropping pretty soon. So
Ooh, that's a good point. Ugh. Yeah, this. I mean, we don't give ratings, but this is like a 9.9 or a 10. I mean,
I think a 2 is in order.
a
frankly.
2. Yeah. I mean, it's rare that you get an album where like you hear like pretty much half of it, like 4 singles, and you wait for 6 months and you're like building up expectations and have to actually meet expectations. It's pretty nuts. But yeah, I could talk about this thing for hours, so we'll talk about more in the retrospective, but I'm going to be talking in circles otherwise.
Yeah,
That was the reaction. Hope you enjoyed it.
I did.
Subscribe if you're new here and like what we're doing, or don't. And if you don't, I don't know. Do the comment
how'd you make
thing
it this
or
far?
whatever. How did you make it this far? We've been rambling for like 25 minutes. The song's been over for hours at this point.
You need to wake up.
Wake up. It wasn't your fault. The crash wasn't your fault. I don't know even know how to end it at this point.
Subscribe.
Shalom.
Shalom.
In shalom.
Transition. Did you like it?
No, I hated it.
Frick.